everybody, and through the lag, you can see it is me, Puppeteen from the Geeky Puppet Show, here today for another episode of Classic Puppet Theater, as the Shakespeareans would say. And today, it is time for another Two for Tuesdays, which means a new team-up. And for this one, we've got a star-studded cast. Just wait until you see. I'm going to go ahead and pull them up right now. And to my side, you can see him. He is the main human that appears on the Geeky Puppet Show. It is Zach, and it's Friday night when we're recording this. Just spoiled that.
That's right, I forgot about that. No, I keep it every day is Friday when you get to read comic books. It's always a fun Friday.
Why would it be Friday when you read comic books when the new comic book day is Wednesday?
You know what? It sounded better in my head. Darn you, Puppeteen, for being the logical one here.
I spoiled your plans. And over in the darkness, you can see him. Oh, if you look closely through the shadows, he is there. He is green. You all know him. Some of you love him. Froggy!
Look, it's Game of Thrones. Water bottle on set. What?
There was a coffee cup on the set of Game of Thrones. Froggy.
Well, I can't afford Starbucks. If you paid me more, I could afford one. Look, he's got coffee.
If you two paid me at all, I could afford to pay you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you blame it on the man, but you don't want to pay the puppet.
Mom, Dad, don't fight with me in the middle.
Aw, you gotta give me a hug, son.
No.
Below, you can see right here.
Hate to break it to you,
right
son,
here.
but you're
She is every woman in the world to us. She is that leading lady, the narrator. You all know her, and you do all love her. Muranya.
Hello, everyone. The living icon here.
The living that is a little bold, but I guess it works. And our special guest star for the first time on the Geeky Puppet Show in all its iterations, Ash. He is on comics. He is on here.
Yay, I'm here. Good to be here. I am the dead icon.
dead icon.
Dead. Anyway.
Welcome to the show, Ash. Hope you survived the experience with the.
I don't need to survive. I'm dead.
It is most unlikely. But speaking of deadites,
just like the comedy on the show.
Speaking of deadites and the creepy things, this issue is Marvel team up Spider-Man and the Human Torch facing Morbius, the living vampire. And in that role, of course, we have our special guest star, Ash. And as usual, if the lag stops, you can see Froggy will be Spider-Man, and of course Zach as the Human Torch. Now, are we ready to rumble?
Let's get ready to equip it.
Mm-hmm. Well, the first thing I have to do is turn off the camera because I'm running the.
Oh. Thank you very much.
Aww.
Now we're down to 2.
We are down to 2, but it doesn't matter because here comes the book. Hello, book.
Ooh,
hello, Spider.
Yes. You can see it right here. And we
are powered by the go to the corner, too.
Let's go ahead and give them a taste of what they're going to be hearing tonight. So, Marvel team up, featuring Spider-Man and the Human Torch.
Take it in the morning. These are dropped in the morning, Dimmy.
If it's early enough in the morning, it can be night. All right, so we taking this away with the captions on the cover?
Yes.
Die, Spider-Man. Since when were your puny powers enough to vanquish a vampire?
Since he teamed up with the Human Torch, that's when.
My Marvel contract will save me.
One more Morbius. And now we go.
Spidey and the Torch together. A few weeks ago, Against the background rumblings of the nearby Harlem River Drive, the soft murmur of water lapping against stone abutments goes almost unnoticed by two arguing figures, and yet it is this sound, with all its attendant foreboding, which should gain their divided attention. For it is there, in the moon-touched waves slipping slowly past them, that their future nightmares lie in wait. Nightmares given grim prophecy by the unconscious movement of a limp, no longer struggling hand.
Blasted, Jake. When are you gonna learn? You gonna shine Mr. White man's shoes all your life?
Take it easy, Jefferson. You're out of line. Don't make me put you in your place, little brother. That's not my style.
There we can see as the hand comes from the water. Your style don't make me laugh. College boy isn't gonna muss his hands on the likes of me. Jacob, why don't you wise up?
Tell me about Wise, Jefferson. Tell me about those creeps you hang out with.
Easy, big brother. You're treading on soft ice. Tacker and the others are right dudes. Don't get them down. Don't get down on them, Jake.
Funny, I don't recall them getting sainted. But then, I don't play games with
I said shut up! Brother, you just went too far.
This is violence. PG-13.
No, Jefferson. Not me. I've had it with you, little man. You and those goons you call friends. You want to burn some buildings? Go ahead. Just don't bother coming home when you're done.
Sure. Cop out, brother. Isn't that what you've always done? Haven't you always copped out? You and Dad?
Something stings the eyes of Jefferson Bolt. Fists unclenching at his sides, he begins to turn away.
Jesus!
Then he hears a sound, the murmur of water against stone, a shuddering moan. Ooh. Without thought, he moves. Young legs carry him forward. Young arms cleave fetid water. And under an ageless moon, young muscles strain, life fighting for life, youth battling death. Earlier bitterness is lost, replaced with grim concern. His voice tense. Jefferson speaks, afraid there'll be no answer.
Hey, mister. You okay?
I live, but I am weak. And when the man called Morbius is weak, he must feed.
Only then does his boy see the sparkling, newly bared, fangs. Only then does he step back, feeling his heels slip on moist stone. And only then does he begin to scream.
Ah!
The power to purge. Tonight, pale light from a new full moon, the cold rush of bitter wind past hidden features, the distant wail of traffic hundreds of yards below. Suddenly, it all seems to shatter, broken by an abrupt shudder which sweeps through a certain swinging form.
I guess that's me reading saying that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good Lord! I'm falling!
Behind polarized lenses, brown eyes widen. Smooth muscles jump along straining arms and legs. Frantic fingers twitch on a special palm-sized trigger. Twitch and fail to close. Stan Lee presents Gerry Conway, scripter. Ross Andru, artist. Ooh. Frank Giacoia, inker, and Artie Simek, letterer. Artie's in there a lot.
Yeah, he's great.
As though in a nightmare, the youth known as Spider-Man finds himself cast adrift. His very nerves seem to scream, his eyes blinded by some inner fever. Twisting, he tries to regain himself, but his control is slipping.
Got to fight this thing. Everything's spinning. Feels like my whole head's on fire. Can't see. Gotta trust my spider sense. And that sense tells me to reach out now.
Thack.
What happened to me back there? One minute I'm swinging along like a good Spidey should. The next, somebody pulls the plug out of my brain. Hang in there, fella. Get yourself together. The world's still a little shaky. Must have cut myself a bit of the flu virus going around. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, guess that's all. Oh, wow. Peter Parker, you must be the original Star-Crossed. Oh, my head. Something's happening in my head. My head.
Wordless, he sways for a moment. He retains a precarious balance, and then one foot gives. Don't barf in the mask. Followed by the other.
Now he's free
Blood.
falling.
And climaxed by silence. Elsewhere at that moment, in the tower complex of the world-famous Baxter Building, yet another member of our growing cast finds himself in the midst of a mild altercation.
Yeah, you and what army, matchhead?
I say all in the family, and no fancy pants kid named Johnny Storm.
That was still a thing. That was
Oh,
still
is that still?
sorry,
is that
it
still the
looked-
thing? Oh,
Look
Okay.
separate.
all in the family, no fancy pants kid. Johnny Storm. Yeah. Kid, okay, pavement puss, have it your own way. I'm sick and tired of arguing with a bunker addict like you anyhow. You can take your blasted TV show.
Stifle yourself, dingback. We're gonna miss the credits.
That's a good likeness. Ha! Looks like you'll have to miss the ring. Ha! Looks like you'll have to miss the opening after all, Benji. You can see who's calling up from the lobby. Me, I'm cutting out.
Have yourself a good laugh, Torch. That kid wasn't Sue's blasted brother. Sometimes I'd like to, hey, Benjamin Grimm. This is your lucky day.
Moments later, as the pneumatic doors of the Fantastic Four's private elevator slid silently open,
Hey, what's the matter? I don't know who you are, lady, but you look like you just lost your best friend. Uh-oh. Hey, Reed. Hey, Sue.
please, Mr. Grimm, I'll be all right. It's just been so hard.
Yeah. Look, I've had people faint on me before, lady. You get used to it with a mug like mine.
Dang! What is it? What's wrong?
You got me, Stretcho. Lady was asking for you.
Benjamin Grimm, you should be ashamed of yourself. Can't you see the poor woman's upset? Honestly, you men.
But honey,
What's the use, Reed? We might as well wait outside.
The minutes pass slowly, and with each, there comes a new question until finally,
You think you recognize her? Blasted, then why don't you tell me who?
tell you what, Blue Eyes, what's going on, Reed? I must have missed something. We'll know in a minute, Johnny.
Reed, Ben, you can come in now. Tell them what you've told me, Martine. You can trust us. Trust? How may I trust anyone after what's happened? Once I trusted my fiancé. I would have given him my life. Yet, how may I trust the horror he's become? It started on the yacht he rented, when I discovered his assistant, my friend, dead. His skin whiter than could ever be normal for one as strong as Nico's had been. Searching his cabin, discovering my beloved Michael gone, I found certain notes. Notes which explain the reason for our sudden cruise. Michael was dying, victim of some incurable blood disease. In a desperate gamble, he'd developed an enzyme which would strengthen his blood count, but whose unforeseen side effects might make of him a vampire.
Dun, dun, dun. Sounds like something out of an old Karloff film flick. Not that I think it's true, but why come to us?
Tell them, Martine. You see, my fiance's name was Michael Morbius.
Morbius? Good Lord! The Nobel Prize winner? He and I corresponded once.
Yes, I found your letters.
Oh, it was nothing like that, I promise.
Damn it. And the letters of another man, a Professor Hans Jorgensen.
Jorgensen? He teaches at State U in Queens. But what? You just keep wondering, Reed. Meanwhile, I'll make a fast exit.
Body arcing, cutting into the twilight when, like a flaming arrow, the Human Torch streaks skyward. And there he meets the grim specter of his thoughts.
Almost didn't believe that check until I remembered. Something Spider-Man told me the last time we met about how he battled some clown named Morbius and how an enzyme from Morbius's blood managed to remove a couple of extra sets of arms old Spidey had picked up.
Shown somewhat more fully in Spider-Man number 101 and 102. Stan.
According to Stan Lee.
Excelsior!
I love those notes.
Now, unless I miss my guess by one heck of a proverbial long shot, Spidey's Morbius and this Nobel Prize winner guy are one and the same, in which case old Johnny's headed towards Queens. Because if I've got any luck at all, I'll find that old web slinger on the same college campus as that Jorgensen guy. Who knows? Maybe it's time Spidey and I teamed up again. Though, why even bother with that egotistical costumed wall crawler I'll never understand.
Because the writers have put you together.
Yes. Nor will we ever understand the whims of capricious fate, Johnny. For if you'd but glance below, on a shadowed side street, if you'd single out one battered, abandoned warehouse in Long Island City, and if you'd take a moment to inspect one dimly glowing window, what is destined to occur might never be.
You've been a friend, Jefferson Bolt. Yet now I must go. These past weeks building my strength, letting my body redevelop that lost enzyme, they have been long weeks. Yet, thanks to you, not lonely ones. Wink, wink. And you've done much for me. Oh, sorry.
And you've done much for me, Morbius.
Wink,
You've
wink.
let me see the way things truly are. Life over death, above all else, life must survive.
Oh, is that what you've learned? Yes, I can see it in your eye. Wink, wink. You've become what I've become. A vampire. Oh, Lord in heaven, what have I done? Was my skin not great enough to seal myself within this damnable coil?
But Morbius, you don't understand. I like it this way.
I know, Jefferson Bolt. It is that which makes me fear. But now I must leave. There is a man I must seek out. Perhaps he may yet save our pitiable lives, though I dread only God may help us now.
I thought I was man enough for you. Then go, and in a moment I'll follow. For we both work at the campus tonight, Michael Morbius. Like you'd better believe it.
Oh, snap.
And one of our long-suffering wall crawler, at that moment on a site in the section of Queens known as Bayside.
What a guy. What do for any education? Still feels like somebody's using my head for a golf tee. But at least the fall didn't break my bones. Barely managed to get in here. Now I'm just sure it wasn't a good idea to come. What's wrong with me? Why do I feel this way?
Is it puberty?
Well, maybe my bio teacher, Professor Jorgensen, can clear things up.
No, Pete, don't do it.
But how? I do ask him without letting on that I'm Spider-Man, that I'm going through puberty. Wait, Parker, why wouldn't you come with something simple, something safe? Yeah, like a green beret. That's safe. What the heck's wrong with me? Petey boy, you're in for a rare form tonight. No doubt about it. I'm one sick superhero. Got no choice. I'll have to talk to the professor after class. Maybe take a shower. That is, if I can make it till after class. I've been sick before, but never sick like this. Feels like the bomb's dropping out of my gut. These chills. Fever. John Travolta.
Oh.
Is this Saturday night already? Steeling himself, drawing his shoulders straight under his frayed windbreaker, Peter Parker steps into the glow of a nearby arc lamp. And, glancing skyward at a sudden familiar sound, lets out a weary groan.
Terrific.
Why, yes, I am.
I knew I shouldn't have told Storm I'd take glasses here. Figures he'd show up, probably wants to tell me about some stupid battle he's won. Okay, Spidey, it looks like you're on again. If I can make it.
Throughout history, men have wondered at those sometimes crucial coincidences. Those twists of destiny which bring men together against all reason. Such a coincidence brings us here to a man called Hans Jorgensen, to the faithful crux of our story, a man sought by 3 separate factions, a man who holds the answers for them all.
Can I read this, Hans?
You may read
Go
this,
ahead.
Hans.
And as you can see, destroy
Oh,
is such a process which could destroy the primary balance in all blood cells. An effect similar to decay caused by leukemia. Recent studies by colleagues of mine have seemed to prove quite the opposite. However, that man, the noted vascular theorist Michael Morbius, postulates a secondary balance, one established by a split protein enzyme yet to be.
I think that's
That's
Parker.
Johnny. That's
No,
Johnny.
Oh,
1 second, Professor, who kind of looks like Hitler with sideburns. I
He
think
does.
we've got a few things to discuss. But hey, don't look so shocked, Professor. Haven't you seen a Human Torch before?
Your narrative precedes you, young man, but I hardly think it's excuse for such a rude interruption.
tell him, Professor.
Take it easy, sir. Sorry I riled you, but you see, this thing's kind of important.
Important? And may I ask in what way?
I know I'm very important.
It's about a guy called Morbius. Michael Morbius.
And I'll bet you know all about him, don't you, Torchy? Spider-Man, I must protest this. This is too much. Funny you should say that, Professor. I was just gonna mention the same thing myself. What's up, Storm? If you're trying to some sort of game,
Cool it, Spidey. We're the good guys, remember?
gentlemen, please. I assume there's no point to all this. In which case, we'll discover that the point over a cup of tea. But after the lecture, if you please.
Soon, in Jorgensen's cramped office apartment overlooking the sprawling campus,
Look, Professor, I'm sorry about the way I barged in.
Don't let it bother you, son. I'm afraid I become something of an ogre in front of the class. Detention, I suppose. Yeah, everybody's got the bad days, Parf. And it looks like I'm not going to add to the general joy either. Is it something about Michael? From what your friend has said? Afraid Torchy doesn't know the whole story, Professor Jorgensen. He's a dimwit. Sure, Morbius and I tangled a couple weeks back, but, mister, only one of us survived. 3 guesses who? Then Morbius is dead? No!
You've got it, Prof. For as fate would have it, on the outskirts of the college park.
Can't go no further. How many hours since last I fed? Too many. Already my vision grows blurred, and once more I feel that terrible need. That voice. Someone singing.
Rainbows and lollipops.
I, Morbius, someone singing, "Never knew a girl like you, Mary Lou." Yeah, that's the stuff. The last such song he'll make, as it turns out. And as a song, it's a very poor song. For a funeral dirge. Yeah! Ghostly, the scream echoes, passes from tree to moonlit tree. Yeah! From building to darkened building, seeming almost to grow, multiple sounds overlaying each other until...
Torch, maybe I'm hearing things, but in which I'm sicker than I thought. But brother, is it?
Somebody's screaming, Spidey. Looks like I didn't come all this way for nothing after all.
Figures you'd see it that way. Gentlemen, please. Will someone please explain what this all means? Yep, I'm kind of sorry for old Doc Jorgensen. I can understand how he feels. Don't know why my head hurts so. And this fever and that horrible accent.
Hey, Jacob, can you dig this scene? Spider-Man and Johnny Storm, both of them on campus.
That's not what bothers me, Paul. I think someone's in trouble out there. Bad trouble.
Almost automatically, certainly without thinking, the boy known as Jacob Bolt begins to run. And what his final destination might be, even our supercilious scripter won't say. But at that moment, 100 yards away...
Morbius!
In heaven's name! No!
So shocked are the stunned duo that they tragically overlook a dim form in the nearby bushes.
He was a Reds fan. No!
And instead of pausing, instead of wondering how Morbius has survived these recent months, Spider-Man lets his emotions seize him, swamp him, lets his horror overwhelm his reason. And he strikes again and again without voicing the guilt that drives him, the knowledge that once he left Morbius for dead, and that it's haunted him these past weeks. Haunted him, just as the omnipresent fever has haunted him, weakening him until...
That's enough, Spidey. Are you out of your mind? That's enough!
He killed that guy! Like a filthy vampire!
Killed? Yes, I killed him. But what can one man's death mean?
Are you able to see that, or is the StreamYard logo in the way?
Damn
what
duck.
What duck can say?
I think it's of what consequence?
Yeah.
It
Of
is.
what consequence is his life? Stupid duck. When the life of Michael Morbius must... Sorry, take two. When the life of Michael Morbius must needs hang in the balance. Yes, my friend, you caught me unawares. I was still recovering, still weak. But now I feel life throbbing in my veins. I feel strength. I feel power.
Know that feeling well.
Don't let it go to your head, Morb, because from what Spidey was telling Jorgensen and me earlier,
Blast it. What's wrong with me?
so many things. You're friends with me for once. This sunburst ought to put you in your place.
My eyes! The light's too bright.
Almost tried to kill Morbius back there. It's this fever. This cyanide fever is too much to handle. Gotta call this game short. Find out when Morbius is still alive. No good. I'm getting too weak to direct my own webbing. Whole body shaking. Hot, cold, Katy Perry. Oh. Torching his blasted fireballs. The light's getting my eyes. Every time I try to hit Morbius. The whole thing seems to be coming apart on me. What's happening to my head? Getting blurred. Gotta do something fast before it gets away.
With the last ounce of his fading strength, Spider-Man throws himself forward, feels the impact dully as though in a dream.
Wait. Hey, wait. You're hurting him.
And, as though still in that dream, he bears Morbius downward, vaguely aware of a distant shouting.
You're gonna kill that guy, Spider-Man. What are you trying to do?
Let go of me, you crazy kid. Can't you see I'm trying to...
He sees enough, my friend. And like all mere men, he assumes what he must. That is why Morbius and his kind must ever be triumphant.
And short feet away, yet another element of our drama returns, with tragic results.
You guys heard my brother. Those costume freaks were trying to kill that dude. Are we going to let them? Are we?
Wait a second. That's not...
But already it's started. The mindless violence, the ultimate manipulation of fears, and, yes, of petty jealousies. Perhaps even of unconscious hate. For who's to say what form today's nightmares may take? Whether tomorrow we'll see our friends as foes, because that's what we've been told?
Hold him down, Tacker. This is one self-righteous hero I want for myself.
You call him, Jeff.
I don't consent.
Jeff? You? But where? How?
Too late come the questions. Even as he starts over, his eyes wide at the sight of his prodigal brother, Jacob Bolt goes suddenly limp. Limp in the greedy hands of the battle-crazed Morbius.
Jeff!
Huh? Hold it, Morbius. That's my brother you're grabbing. He's not one of them, mister.
No? Then what is he, Jefferson Bolt? Don't you see? They're all alike.
What's that supposed to mean?
Ooh.
And none of them are worth the slightest remorse. That's
What?
racist.
Fuck, I know. I know.
Meanwhile, and all too belatedly,
Face it, kids. Your heart's not in it. Playtime's over.
It seems the one called Spider-Man has rallied. Perhaps the time is ripe for Morbius to depart.
For just... Oh, is it me? That's you.
that's
That's
you.
Oh yeah, sorry. For now, I feel an odd sensation. One I need to ponder. A feeling not unlike the subtle pain of guilt.
And as the near-mad Morbius sleeps away, his mind exploring regrets soon forgotten, Spidey drags himself upright, wondering, yet still blindly unaware of his fever's unlikely origin. And, at the clearing's other end,
Hey, Bert, look at the moon.
Holy crud! Let him go, fellas. Let him go.
They turn then to the sound of gentle sobbing, and they feel a chill, a sudden awareness of their own mortality.
He's dead. He was gone for a month, and now he's gone forever. What did I do wrong?
I never knew him, kid, but maybe it wasn't what you did wrong that counts now, but what you did right. That made it, what you did right, that made him, in the end, understand what it means to be a man.
You know, Torch, here's something for you. Yeah, no, buddy.
To be continued. Ooh.
Indeedly do. Which means you need to come back for the next Two Fur Tuesday here on the Geeky Puppet Show if you want the second part to that. And you're going to have to be here for it. And we hope we can have Ash back for that and that everything works on out because this was a great cast for a great
Yes, it was.
book.
Yes, it was.
Now I'm going to go ahead because I can hear Froggy with his telepathy telling me to go ahead and get the ticker on down there. Do you want down there, Froggy?
Oh, I'm getting some weird stuff from Froggy's head. It's like
Eat
going
that
through me to get
juice.
to you. It's
Eat
really
that
weird.
Joe.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Now Froggy can read along with
Yeah, he can read along as we say to please like and to comment. Did you enjoy the story? Did you enjoy the book? Tell us anything. Even how your day's going. Is it going good? It's going good for me. Also, make sure to subscribe, trying to build those numbers up. YouTube tries to keep the puppets down. We can't let them. Also, check out the Ko-Fi because reading these comics is a lot of fun. We love performing it just for you. But it... What is he doing?
He's pushing the ticker along.
God help me. But also, it costs a lot of money. So if you can just throw $1 our way, it is greatly appreciated. And if you have a specific book, just go ahead and toss it on there, and we will put it to the top of the reading list. So for Zach and Ash and the Swiping Frog and Maranya and myself, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye!
Bye.
Good night, kids.